And we're live. Welcome to I Drink and I Know Things. Theresa May stepping down. Hallelujah, right, Brits? You guys should be happy. I'm sure everybody's nice and drunk. I wish Cabby was around to see this, but hey, at least the witch is fucking gone, right? I mean, a house didn't fall on her, but hey.
Speaking of cabbage, in celebration of Theresa May stepping down, I have ordered myself a premium Cabbage Patch Bastard mug that says "Shut Up" memes on it. You can get yours while supplies last. If you order with your credit card within the next 24 hours, you'll receive a free blowjob within the next 15 to 17 business days.
We need to cut that out. That's a commercial right there. That's a
commercial. Now, you see, 40, if you had had a set of breasts, I might have actually bought a mug.
Oh, I do. Mine are just man breasts. They flop around, but they're not... I don't know. I can show you if you want.
No, we're good.
No, we're good, dude. We're good.
Okay.
So thank you for the offer.
So Theresa May's press conference, her voice is shaky. She's about to cry or off herself, or both. What do you guys think?
Hopefully she offs herself. I don't want to hear from the Brits. It would have been funnier if they did actually, when she went, when her voice broke and she turned and ran for the door, if they'd have made her wait outside for an extra few seconds, that would have been funny as fuck.
Yeah, well, she's just trying the fucking door handle.
Yeah, because you can't actually get into number 10 unless someone inside opens the door for you. Did you know that?
No, I didn't actually know that.
Yeah,
it's impossible.
I still think it would have been funnier if it was raining.
Yeah, that would have worked.
I have to say, there's nothing more satisfying than watching her give that speech this morning. I was ecstatic when I woke up, and that was the first fucking headline that I saw on my phone. I have never been happier.
There's a definite something about it, wasn't there?
No, there's kind of mystique almost.
Well, no, what happened? She had swore up and down she was not going to step down. Nope, not happening. Did somebody threaten her fucking daughter or some shit? Like, what the hell happened?
She doesn't have kids, so that's not possible. She's, she's like a feminist crazy cat lady, pretty much. No children.
Wait, did somebody kill her dog?
I don't know.
No, someone killed her fucking Brexit cabinet. That's what fucking happened. And the person who killed her Brexit cabinet was fucking her.
Yeah, she did it to her fucking self, daft bitch.
Yeah, her entire Brexit cabinet fucking gone over the period of like 3 months. Everyone resigned.
Yeah, now all we have to do is get rid of Macron and Trudeau, and things actually might start looking good again.
Make the world great again, boys. Make the world great again.
I have to say, right? Like, I'm doing a video that touches on a few of the subjects regarding Theresa May, and she's a complete fucking failure. An abject failure. Especially regarding her fucking checkers plan, man. And checkers not spelled like the game, but like with a Q. Imagine the French spelling the word checkers. That's how it's spelled. But the checkers plan was an absolute failure. All around. 100%. The checkers plan would have essentially made the UK a vassal state to the EU in the way that Greece is. The Greeks, ever since they accepted the bail money from the EU, the bailout money, they had to essentially endure these economic inspections, quote unquote, where EU officials will come over and inspect the country's economy, and they'll look at the economic legislation that's being passed in Greece in terms of reforms, and they'll look at it and say, oh, well, this Greek economic reform bill doesn't benefit the EU in any way, so we're not going to pass it. And that's essentially what's happening in Greece. They're economic slaves of the EU, and the UK would have most certainly been the exact same.
Well, the best way to describe it is Theresa May basically came out and told the citizens of the UK, all right, guys, we're not going to be part of the UN by name, or no, the EU by name, but we're still beholden to their policies, legislation, inspection, and we don't get to vote. What? That's
okay,
not
so
what leaving the EU should be. Why would
Well,
you
no,
do that?
and I know we're gonna talk about this a little bit more later, but the front runner right now for the next prime minister is what, Boris?
Yeah.
Uh,
Oh yeah, we need Boris
Johnson.
Johnson.
Yeah. I'm so excited. I can't wait for Boris Johnson to be the new prime minister.
Can you imagine?
Can you imagine the memes? Boris Johnson is just a living meme.
See, that'd be perfect. Imagine Boris Johnson and Donald Trump in the same fucking room. God,
Yeah.
that would be gorgeous. That'd be a
That'd
sight to behold.
Yep, that would be.
Honestly, I don't know if I'll ever see this, but I really want just someone, I don't care who it is, Boris, Farage, I don't care if it's even freaking Sargon. I just want someone to do a public speaking event and just be drinking a Burger King milkshake the entire time.
Nice.
McDonald's.
Oh, I think it'd be
You can't
hilarious.
support Burger King anymore.
Fine.
Wasn't Sargon drinking a fucking milkshake from McDonald's at one point?
What about Nigel Farage though? Does he have a chance to be the prime minister or no?
Not a hope on God's green. Simply put, his party has got absolutely no power whatsoever because they haven't actually had a proper vote. So no seats, no power, no chance.
But they
Farage,
leading. Wait, the Brexit Party was leading in EU election, right? The MP elections.
I think so. Yeah, yeah, sounds about right.
when are your elections, by the way?
Soon, apparently.
We've already had
Yes.
our MEP elections. Fuck knows, they're probably going to do another general election soon again because
Yeah.
that's what we do over here.
It'd
Well-
be interesting to see how things play out.
Well, and Farage actually, in terms of Farage's candidacy, if he wanted to shoot for the PM for the prime minister seat, he's not part of the UKIP party anymore. He's running as an independent, isn't he?
No, he's isn't he head of the Brexit Party now?
Yes.
Yes, he is. Yes, he is.
Oh, Brexit. Okay.
Basically,
Where literally the entire political platform is we're going to tell the EU to fuck off.
Yep, their entire policy is just fuck off EU. That's it.
the problem is he'd have actually done better to get back with UKIP because what he's done will actually split the number of voters, which means neither of them will get anything.
That's a fair assessment. I always why did he leave UKIP out of curiosity?
Didn't like the way it was going. People were becoming incredibly racist, sexist, etc., in there, and he just went, "Nah, I'm done, mate. Bye."
Yeah, because
But
I remember a bunch of people. Sorry, I hate to cut you off.
Oh, no, sorry.
No, I remember I seen a bunch of headlines, a bunch of people saying, "Oh, he left because of like Sargon and Dankula and Tommy Robinson," but like, is that really the only reason? Like, there's probably
No.
more to it than just
No,
that.
he left before them.
Long before them.
Long before them.
Oh,
And what's hilarious is the claim he's a racist and everything, but he left UKIP because obviously it was turning people in there were racists.
yeah, it was the claims of racism. And actually, you saying Tommy Robinson, that reminds me, Tommy Robinson was running as independent. That's who I think I was thinking of. He's running as a independent because the UK Independence Party wouldn't accept him because they don't accept people from the EDL, correct? Which Tommy was a part of previously.
Well, no, he started it. He founded the EDL.
Yeah, that's what because I remember talking to. Funny enough, I think Cabby's going to come up a lot in this conversation about Theresa May and Brexit. But yeah, I was talking to Cabby about the EDL because I didn't really know what it was, and he kind of filled me in on it. This was
Really?
a year and a half ago, 2 years ago, long time.
Fuck, Tommy Robinson founded the fucking EDL.
Yep,
Shit.
yes, he did.
And he left, I'm assuming, because of what the EDL turned into? Like, it turned into like Anglo-centrists, essentially.
Yeah, pretty much so. It turned into one they basically attracted a lot of racist fuckwits and just like, nah, fuck this shit, I'm out.
Fuck. That sucks.
But he's still meant to be this fucking racist. Like, no, I've disavowed. I left the EDL because obviously we're turning into a bunch of racist bullshit, which I didn't agree with.
Yeah.
But
no, it's still racist.
Unfortunately, the British media only stop at the fact that he created the EDL. They ignore the fact that he walked the hell away while, when it started to get shitty. They just don't bother telling that part.
Well, detail's not relevant.
Yeah.
Fucking seems to be the thing. When I was reading this fucking stupid article on Medium the other day, which was whinging about the Brexit Party, and they tried to claim Anne Widdecombe approves of gay conversion therapy because there was a gay person who wanted to become heterosexual because they weren't happy being gay. So, well, that's that person's choice. Just because she supports someone's personal choice to do that doesn't mean she's for gay conversion therapy, you fucking assholes. Stop trying to reach up your own ass for stuff. And this fucking crazy shit was calling Breitbart a neo-Nazi website. I mean, Breitbart's fairly conservative, but it's not a neo-Nazi website. It's just fucking mental.
I mean,
well, no, and here's the thing, though. All right, so let's say Boris is the next prime minister. Does he just say hard Brexit, fuck off EU, we're out, peace?
He probably fucking would do, not know it. But in more hilarious words.
You gotta admit, it would be funny as fuck just to see Juncker's face as Boris walks in with a big grin on his face, one finger raised, we're done, and walks off. That would be beautiful.
As much as I would love it, I don't think Boris would do a hard Brexit. I mean, granted, I wish that he would. But I think Boris is sensible enough because he wasn't initially a Brexiteer. He was initially a bit of a Remainer. So that kind of lends credence to the fact that he understands there's enough trade between the EU at large versus Britain that there's a entire insular economy generated between the UK and the EU versus like for instance, let's take car manufacturers, which are primarily in Germany, primarily in the EU. And I don't think Boris would be foolish enough to cut off an increasingly popular demand in the UK. I think that there are a few primary key components to the economy that Boris would try and secure while at large trying to be a Brexiteer at his core. I don't think he would cut off anything major like car manufacturing or the manufacture of basic goods such as maybe toothpaste or maybe certain fruits and vegetables that are grown in the EU and imported into the UK. But I think that he would definitely try and maintain his core of being a Brexiteer, as that's what he believes in primarily.
Well, here's my question then, and 40, you could either try and answer this or one of the British panel members can. But all right, let's say he does do a hard Brexit, and we'll figure out the trade later. Fuck off. We waited long enough. We're done. By the way, Donald Trump, hey, we're doing this tomorrow. Can we get a trade deal in today? Yeah, sure. Bam. Now they get their car manufacturing imports. They get their food imports, toothpaste, everything else they need direct from America.
Well, if you're smart and you're put into that position where you want a hard Brexit, if trade is your primary concern, there's only a handful of countries that you really need to be concerned about. Make a deal with Russia, make a deal with China, make a deal with Brazil, make a deal with the US, and make a deal with South Korea and Japan. You'll be fine. You won't need the EU.
Yeah, there's this is actually I'm making a video at the moment that Cabbage was supposed to help me with the quotations with. But it's a quote from the text Common Sense, authored by Thomas Paine, and he was a British nationalist that actually advocated for the separation of the United States from the British Empire. And the text goes, "I have heard it asserted by some that as America hath flourished under her former connection with Great Britain, that the same connection is necessary towards her future happiness, and will always have the same effect. Nothing can be more fallacious than this kind of argument. We may as well assert that a child hath thrived upon milk that is never to have meat. So essentially, just because Britain gets her toothpaste from Germany, just because Britain gets her cars from Germany, does not mean that she can get it elsewhere. Britain is more than capable of kind of, quote unquote, reforming the empire and getting her goods elsewhere, getting it from Canada, getting it from Australia, getting it from India, getting it from the United States. There's no reason that Britain can't go elsewhere for these trade goods. And that is only under the auspices that she stops trading entirely with the EU, which we know won't happen in its entirety.
Well, the EU can't afford it more than anything. And
Yeah.
what is the UK? What, they're the second largest economy in the EU or the third?
They're the first largest consumer economy. They are the America of Europe.
So the UK's economic structure is largely, I'm guessing, consumer based and service industry. Probably
Yeah.
be number two.
Yeah.
The thing with that people forget when it comes like with the EU and whatnot is we at one point Britain literally did not need any other country. If we can actually stop all of these people coming in, hell, if we can get rid of some of them, that'd be a bit of a bloody bonus. But if we can stop these people coming in, Britain could quite feasibly go back to a fully isolationist way of doing things. The problem is we're never going to do that. We have become too much of part of the world, which is a shame because it would be good to actually go back to simpler times. It really would.
I'm curious. Maybe when you can answer this question for me, because I don't know off the top of my head. Where does tourism rank as far as GDP is concerned for the UK?
Actually, pretty good. And this is why I've argued consistently against people that say we should get rid of the royal family. I understand why they say that, okay? I'm not disagreeing. But unfortunately, the royals bring in so much more money than they actually use. It's ridiculous. Your country actually is one of the ultimates in coming over here just to see royal things. If we got rid of royalty, we'd be in trouble.
The reason I asked is because I remember the royal wedding was a huge thing. I don't know why people care about that. Most of the British people I talk to don't actually care about it. But
no, we don't.
I mean, it would make more sense that Brussels would kind of be sweating a little bit if the UK wanted to do a hard Brexit. Because if your economy is primarily based on consumerism and the service industry, and tourism ranks high up there, that's a massive source of revenue loss for anyone sitting in a chair in Brussels.
Well, yeah. As said before, without the money that Britain provides, EU is absolutely screwed because they're going to need to make up that money from somewhere, which means they're going to be turning round to all of these little countries and go, come on, pay up a bit more. And these little countries are going to be saying, no, because we're paying everything we can.
Well, if Britain, when Britain leaves, it's not if, it's when. Unless, of course, Boris is prime minister and he stabs you guys in the back and makes a new referendum. That would be worst case scenario, though. I don't see that playing out that way. But couldn't the EU, okay, we're losing the Brits. All right. How about we go towards more Eastern European countries and invite them to join the Union?
Well, if I remember correctly, most of the most of the Eastern European bloc countries don't like the EU and are pretty much for the idea of like national sovereignty. So there was a joke a while back. I think it was the Slavs had this joke about the Greeks, and they said, yeah, for $100 a day, you can hire a Greek individual to drink coffee and take naps for you so you can work. But I think that sums up their mentality pretty well.
Nice.
I mean, yeah, that's definitely true. I don't think the EU is going to have an easy time selling the idea of membership very easily to Eastern European countries. I mean, the Eastern European countries that are a part of it, Poland, Romania, and
Hungary, don't forget them.
Hungary, thank you. That was the other one I was thinking of. They already have a very tenuous relationship with them, and the EU consistently penalizes them for electing right-wing governments. So it's just like, why, if this is the democratic will of the European people, of the Hungarians, of the Polish, of the already forgot the name of the. If this is the democratic will of the Eastern Europeans to elect the right-wing governments, then why should they be penalized? Why should they be part of an institution that penalizes them for electing their own governments? At that point, you might as well just exit the European Union. I mean, there'd be more incentive to do so anyways. I mean, if anything, the European Union at this point is pushing a lot of these Eastern European countries towards the BRICS model of economics, towards Eastern Europe, towards Russia. They're going to be part of the Russian institution, which is terrifying in my eyes, because I don't want to see the downfall of kind of the English hegemony that kind of rules throughout the world. I don't want to see that.
Well,
That's a good point. And go ahead, Jensen. I cut you off. Go for it.
all right. Personally, as much as a lot of people don't necessarily agree with my idea here, when we leave, we should literally leave, turn round, and actually say to the rest of Europe, and if you guys want to actually, work with us and join the Commonwealth, let us know. That will be the ultimate death knell for Europe, because a lot of these countries like the base idea of the EU, but they wanted it back when it was, I think it was called the EEC. A voice might be able to give me, might actually remember it as the EEC. Does that make sense to you, mate?
Yeah, I do remember that when it was that.
Okay, cool. Thank you. I wasn't certain. I just needed someone a bit older that would remember that term being used. So,
Yeah, I'm so happy.
go on.
Well, I have a question. You guys haven't even left the EU yet, and you're already talking about rebuilding your empire. Should America be nervous?
Pax Empirica, dude. Pax Empirica.
Well,
Actually, I always thought it would be really funny if the UK just had a hard Brexit and then just turn around and talk to the Czech Republic, Hungary, Poland, throw Switzerland in there for good measure, for shits and giggles. You might even be able to bring over Spain, Italy, or Greece, giving it a couple years' time, and just say, we'll make our counter organization against the EU. See if your fucking trade bullying shit works then.
Yeah, that's pretty much what I was suggesting, because they would become the enemy. Okay, this is the one thing that does concern me, is that until the EU collapses, which it will, there's no two in it, they are going to go out of their way to be complete dicks to the British. Personally, I say we mine the absolute living shit out of the Channel Tunnel just in case.
Yeah.
Well, okay, and here's a real question. I'll let 40 answer first, and we'll go from there. But okay, you see the start of the EU crumbling. You have President Trump wanting to, I don't know, dismantle NATO if they don't start paying their own way. which I fully support, by the way. Putin is just sitting back and smiling to himself, isn't he?
I mean, yeah, because the European Union is the primary threat to the Russian Federation. And the Russian Federation is the supplier of the European Union in terms of gas and basic electronic basic needs in terms of servicing their economy. They could hypothetically shut off the gas pipelines running to the EU, and an eighth of Britain, and I think half of France and half of Germany and a decent portion of Poland would actually shut off entirely, because the Russians would just simply cut off the gas supply to said countries. But one thing that would definitely give not only Russia, the Russian Federation, and BRICS in its entirety, if you want to be generous, but they could not only give BRICS and the EU a run for their money, but hypothetically, if there was some kind of Eastern European Union, and we'll call it that for just simplicity's sake, an Eastern European Union consisting of Greece, of Poland, Romania, Hungary, Serbia, Bosnia. If you want to be generous and say some of the smaller countries on the border of Russia, like what the fuck is the name of that country? Yeah, if you were to just form
Uzbekistan and stuff like that, Slovakia,
Kazakhstan.
Yeah, Slovakia was another one I'm thinking of. Fuck, what were some of the other fucking things I was thinking of? I'm trying to think of it. It's like fucking Ukraine was another one I was thinking of.
Chechnya. I know I didn't say it correctly, but
yeah, but just like Albania, Hungary, Lithuania, Estonia, Latvia. Those are the countries I was thinking of. If you were to just form some kind of Eastern European Commonwealth or some Eastern European Union, that would rival the EU and the Russian Federation. Because if you look at the way the EU operates, if you look at the way the French industry operates, they consistently prey on Eastern European countries. If you look at like the way Romania functions, a lot of gas production in Romania is immediately shipped to Germany and to France. What if Romania was to simply say, okay, well, no more. Instead of shipping our gas to France and to Germany, we're going to ship our gas to Poland, to Hungary. We're going to ship it to Bulgaria. We're going to ship it to Kosovo, Macedonia. We're going to ship it to Austria, Slovenia, Croatia, Slovakia. These are the countries we're going to ship our Romanian gas. Well, the European Union would be fucked. The Russian Trade Federation would be fucked as well. I mean, there would be nothing that anyone could do. An Eastern European bloc super country would easily dominate the EU, not only in terms of production, but in terms of trade. They have access.
If you really want to screw with them, here's what you do. Like the Eastern Bloc idea of the EU, yes, definitely. But rather than even making a trade deal with the US, Japan, India, China, here's who you make a trade deal with. You get an agreement between Syria, Ukraine, and Russia for those Eastern European bloc nations, because what do you have access to? As long as Russia has Crimea, they have access to a deep water port where you can, park all the cargo ships you want, and there you go. There's your trade for the rest of the world. Well, and you build a pipeline through Syria right into the Eastern European bloc countries. There's your energy.
Okay, let's stop you right there. Syria is not the most stable country on the face of the earth, so that's a little risky of an idea to begin with. Second,
remember when that?
Well, real quick, Joshua in the chat says, last time I checked, Italy wants their sovereignty back as well. There is an Italian movement to leave the EU as well. That's what I'm saying. You're going to start seeing these countries shed from the EU. And as they shed these countries that are paying their coffers, you're going to see Brussels, run broke.
Mad Dodge, I wanted to just mention one thing real quick. Syria suddenly became unstable right around 2 years after they started having serious talks with Russia about building a pipeline so they could do exactly what I said. trade oil and nat gas to Eastern European blocs and the EU itself.
Israel
The Saudis didn't like that.
Israel will just bomb it, or the United States will. Syria is not. You're not going to get a major gas pipeline through there to actually stay intact for any long period of time, in my opinion.
Well, and that's the thing. It actually wasn't. It wasn't the Israelis, it wasn't the Iranians, and it wasn't the United States that got pissed off initially. It was the Saudis.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's. I mean, that kind of plays into the grander scheme of the Middle Eastern Cold War between Iran and Saudi Arabia. But I mean, hypothetically, if you really want to fight the EU, all you have to do is get the UK to leave, and when the UK leaves, they form trade partnerships with a kind of pseudo-Eastern European bloc. If that were to happen, that would essentially be the end of the EU, right? You don't need US involvement. You don't need Donald Trump, as he was saying before, to basically coach Theresa May in terms of what should be done in terms of some kind of negotiating process. All you need is a split between the EU and the UK being the largest consumer economy, and you need the UK to start consuming from other countries that have a decent base in terms of production, i.e. the EU, the United States, and Canada, and Australia. That's all you need.
Agree.
Oh, and that's the reason Brussels is so terrified. They don't want the UK to leave. Their best bet would actually have been Theresa May's Brexit deal, which makes you question what exactly were her motivations to begin with, because it doesn't seem like Brexit was very high on their priority, but kissing up to Brussels seems more of what the intention was.
Banning fox hunting was higher on her priority list than Brexit. All right.
And here's an interesting thing.
Sorry, not the banning of fox hunting. The encouragement of fox hunting.
Oh, I had that backwards. Oh, yeah. Well, then I actually agree with her. But anyway, moving on.
But no, what I was going to say is that ever since Brexit started, the EU has been giving certain companies incentives to set up factories in other EU states, taking away the manufacturing we have in the UK to other countries. So they have been slowly trying to cripple the UK economy because we want to fucking leave.
And if I was a betting man, I would say a lot of these countries are probably Bulgarian or Polish or Ukrainian, Belarusian. Yeah. Probably a lot of those countries that the bigger countries like France, Germany, and Spain and Italy tend to prey on. The UK doesn't typically have a history of that, but Germany and France certainly do. Germany and France have always been extremely imperialistic in terms of the Eastern European bloc countries, and even Africa now, which is really weird.
Yeah, no, and the election results for the EU race in Britain don't matter anymore, right? So Sargon running doesn't matter anymore. Count Dankula running doesn't matter anymore. Like, they're not going to be in the EU long enough to even be elected, right?
Well, we get the election results on the 26th. The results come out tomorrow, I believe.
Cool.
No, Sunday. So on the 26th is when the last polling station closes. We get the results.
Yeah, no, that would be no. You're right. Sorry, I'm just trying to do math for the fucking Americans. Yeah, so 24 hours from now. Fuck. Yes, you're correct.
Yeah, because I looked this up myself yesterday. Because like, when the fuck are the results coming out? Because obviously we voted yesterday, but obviously we get everyone gets the results at the same time. So
we'll know.
I mean, they'll be in the EU to obviously long enough to piss off the EU a tad, so.
Yeah, no, and actually, it does kind of still matter, because if they win, then that's on their resume. They can now run for a, different position within British politics, right?
No, because the MEP has got absolutely fuck all to do with the British MP. Okay, you can be an MEP like Farage. He's got no real power over here at this moment. Now, the moment, because obviously with Theresa May gone, we are going to have another general election soon. That's where he's got a chance of actually getting himself some power. I don't think he's going to get enough to make even the slightest difference. I hate to say it, but he's, like I said, because they're splitting the vote between them and UKIP, no one's really going to benefit. If those two parties actually come together, let's be fair, they're going to do better than the Liberal Democrats did. And technically, the Liberal Democrats are our third party.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think Farage really has only hurt himself in terms of wanting to establish some kind of like some kind of Brexiteer party. I don't think that he's gonna do himself any good from separating, you know, his constituency, the people that support him, and himself from the Brexit party, from not the Brexit party, sorry, from UKIP, the UK Independence Party. He's only hurt himself in the process. And on top of that, people that are arguably somewhat more popular have joined in his steadfast. You know, Milo Yiannopoulos is out campaigning with Sargon of Akkad. Carl Benjamin, Sargon of Akkad, is out campaigning, and he's probably doing quite a good job from what I've seen from his YouTube channel. Marcus Meekin, Count Dankula, doesn't really give a shit, but he's popular enough just to get meme votes. You know, so, but these people, those two people, Carl Benjamin and Marcus Meekin, are ultimately more popular than Nigel Farage, I think. So they've more than made up for that kind of loss in talent.
Now imagine if they were all working together.
God, I wish. I wish that would happen.
That's what I'm trying to say. They have ballsed up by splitting the vote. They need to actually, and I know I'm going to sound like I'm doing a memes here, but they actually need to come together and work as a group, because that would actually grant them a damn sight more power than people would think it would. It's frustrating, but it is what it is. And until they actually stop with their, I'm going to be blunt, internal dick measuring, because that is basically what it is with the UKIP and the Brexit Party. They don't actually give a shit about what the Conservative and Labour are up to, because, to put it bluntly, Conservative and Labour are so far above them, it's ridiculous. And by the way, if Labour gets in, I am going to go batshit, because Jeremy Corbyn is scum. And I mean,
not him again. That name rings a bell.
No, here's the thing. I don't think Jeremy Corbyn is going to get in. I don't think Jeremy Corbyn's going to get in, but Jeremy Corbyn stands a fair chance of getting in, because a lot of the Ramoners that ended up supporting Theresa May, that ended up supporting like her Chequers deal, for instance, they're going to say, oh, well, Theresa May did a good job. She did the best she could. She tried to stay in the EU. She tried to compromise. But, you know, talking points, maybe Jeremy Corbyn would be best. I don't think he stands a chance of getting in, but Labour's definitely going to pull all the fast stops they can. I don't know, man. I think it's going to be a rough election in June.
So what's the difference, Jensen and Voice, if you're back, or Hyper, one of you three? What's the difference between American politics and British? Is it the fact that you guys run as a party and then the party itself chooses the leader of the party, unlike American elections where, well, you know, Donald Trump runs and Clinton runs?
Basically, what it is with our politics is obviously everyone votes on for the local MP, and then the head of the party then becomes the prime minister. So that's what happens.
We basically don't vote for Boris. We actually have nothing to do with that side of things. The only people that have anything connected to that are the people that are part of his constituency. Okay?
So you don't get a say in your prime minister. In other words, you just get to choose the party. But if you look at the parties, at least here in America, which I know a lot more about, the Democratic Party is very big. Lots of different people. You have people that used to be Reagan Democrats. You know, you have the crazy leftist SJW types. You have the moderate Democrats like memes. You get what I'm saying here. So if you were just choosing the Democratic Party, you could end up with AOC fucking as president. Fuck that.
Yes.
I mean, not necessarily, but maybe. I mean, it's not. Imagine a slightly more collectivized form of American elections. I mean, really, the core principles are the same. The Americans inherited quite a bit from the English in terms of the way elections are run. Somewhat the same, but it's slightly more collectivized in England. If you vote for Boris Johnson is a vote for conservatives, essentially. It's slightly more collectivized.
Weren't the conservatives Remainers, though?
Some of them.
Some of them, yeah. But basically, how our politics works is obviously we know who the party leader is, so we know they're going to be prime minister if they get in. So we obviously vote for your local MP, and then that obviously allows, if they win enough seats, they become the head of the party becomes prime minister. Not that hard at the end of the day.
Yeah, it's pretty straightforward. I mean, it just takes a little Googling, that's all.
Yeah.
A lot of Americans won't do that, though.
Yeah.
Do you think the Queen behind the scenes went like, "Hey, Theresa, why don't you just pack it up and head on out? I have no confidence in you anymore." Because she can do that, right?
Yeah, well, technically, she can dissolve Parliament if she's not happy with what they're doing.
The problem is the moment she does that, the first thing that will the next government will do is strip that power from her. It's kind of a non-vocalized agreement that yes, she has the power, but no, she's never going to use it. But
then why have the
she's still-
power? No, that's like me having a gun. I mean, like, yeah, I have a gun. I have, ammo. I could shoot you, but if you break in my house and rape my wife, I'm not going to shoot you. No, you have the power to shoot this stupid motherfucker. What the fuck?
Here, view it as this, Mad Dodge. So you and you only, as Mad Dodge, have the power to break into people's houses, but you're a good person, so you're not going to break into people's houses, right? That is essentially the agreement in terms of the power dynamic. You can break into people's houses, but you won't because you're Mad Dodge, and you recognize that there is slightly more at stake in terms of the NAP, the non-aggression principle, and whatnot. That's essentially the dynamic.
Okay, I guess that makes sense. No, it still fucking doesn't. No, she should have dissolved Parliament years ago.
Oh, so you're going to break into people's houses now? Is that what you're saying? You're going to
That
start
is
stealing
what
plasma
he's saying.
screens. My neighbor has a plasma screen TV and a hot tub, and I don't like that.
All right, I'm headed down there. I'll help you out, buddy. No, I'm kidding. But, like, yeah, one of you Brits, like, wouldn't you rather she just did that? And then you guys, as the citizens, get to do the next election for Parliament, right? So when you do that, you go, hey, we like that the king did that, motherfuckers. You try and strip the power from her, then fuck off, right?
That would be lovely. The problem is too many people nowadays are kind of right. Okay, this is going to be a bit awkward because of the way the parties work. Right? to us, the term republic does not mean the same as it does to you guys. Okay? A republican to you guys is a political party. A republican to us is an anti-monarchist. All right? Do you understand the difference so far?
Yeah.
Over here, there are too many republicans, not enough monarchists. So she would lose her powers. The people would actually try and get rid of her because she's now used that power. So you've got the government going against her, you've got the people going against her. All she's basically got is, well, the upper class, and, you know, worst case
Well,
scenario,
that
the
thing they call the Royal Navy, and
yeah. Now you're thinking, oh, she's got the military, that's going to be easy. All they have to do is what? Shoot their friends, shoot their family.
okay, you were in the British military, right? Do you swear to the crown?
Yes.
There you go. It's as simple as that, my friend.
I know, but the point is the moment you're facing off against a bunch of rebels, which is what they would consider them, and that's your friends and family, that's your neighbor. You know, can you honestly tell me you'd be okay with killing your neighbor?
Yeah,
Oh, that one neighbor I had. Anyway.
Yeah, I think English exceptionalism at that point would override any kind of loyalty to the crown. I mean, the British are exceptionally proud of any kind of republicanism, any kind of democracy that has been founded or that was initialized in their country. They're extremely proud of that, and I don't think that any true, blue bleeding Republican, any true blue bleeding republicanism supporting Englishman would ever let that happen. They would most definitely go against the Queen, I think.
Yeah, that's what. And to be honest, I've pretty much had the same conversation when you guys were talking about it happening with the Americans. It's all well and good saying that your army is this powerful, your army is that powerful. Most of them wouldn't want to actually open fire on civilians. Whereas, funny enough, the civilians are actually a damn sight more dangerous because they would have a whole lot easier time attacking the military. As weird as that might sound, mob mentality takes over.
Well, yeah, and some people don't even know anybody who's even served in the military. So there's that aspect as well, where every military, every serviceman knows somebody who's a civilian, right?
Yeah. It's difficult to explain, but the weird thing is it actually makes sense. Okay. If I could explain it better, you'd get what I'm trying to say.
Okay, well,
Unfortunately,
Jensen,
sorry,
it's
I can't.
yeah, it's fine. But Cabby had brought up one time that if the Queen did that, then maybe Parliament wouldn't come in and take that power away. Maybe there would just be open revolt immediately, and you would have the Second English Civil War. Could you see it playing out the way Cabby saw it in his head? Because I've had this conversation with him about the Queen many a time.
One thing, you're used to the word the Second Civil War. We've had several
Yeah,
civil wars.
but you guys were fighting so much back then, they don't even count as civil wars, dude.
It'd be more like the 5th or 6th Civil War.
No, this thing, I mean, sit there and assume we've only had one. Oh my God, no. Just no, we have had enough. We've basically had about as many civil wars as Westeros. So,
well, yeah, I was gonna say, yeah, if you look at the War of the Roses, wasn't that one long fucking 50-year civil war?
yeah, but that's the point. That was just one war. We've had more. people just forget about the other wars that we have.
Well, when I say the English Civil War, I'm talking about the what the round caps versus
Roundheads and the Cavaliers.
yeah.
Basically, the nobility and the people.
What's that? The fucking
Sorry, dude.
yeah, Roundheads and Cavaliers. Yeah, that's what I was thinking of. That was that was the Civil War that was incited by essentially a bunch of farmers against the royalty, if I remember correctly. And I think they took the Roundheads. The Roundheads ended up taking control of London and beheading the king at the time, versus the Cavaliers, who eventually quelled the rebellion and instated a new monarchy, if I remember correctly.
Not well. Yes and no. Okay. Basically, the Roundheads won. That was Cromwell's time. So he created the new model army.
Yeah.
That was when Parliament was actually fully formed. He's done his thing. He went over to Ireland. I'm glad Voice probably isn't listening, because Ireland has a bit of a problem with Cromwell. I mean, really, okay. To put it bluntly, they fucking hate him. Okay, but they created Parliament. He was basically, it was because of him that the royalty lost all of its power down to what we now have, because they didn't wipe out the monarchy. Only Charles, the whichever it happens to be, I don't remember which one. Oh, thank you. That makes life a lot easier. I'm glad someone else actually knew. No, sorry, it's names. I'm not great with that sort of thing. Cromwell done his thing. He took over. He set up the Parliament, and that. Sorry, B just come in and is taking the piss out my feet. Right. Basically, net result is that we now have the government that we have, because it's adapted from Cromwell's time. Okay. Yes, I know it's so long ago, but it's still adapted through. I would bloody hope so.
Well, I remember.
Well, yeah, okay, we know you do, but that's because, you was there handing the nails out when Jesus was being nailed up. So I know you told me to mention it. But, yeah.
Well, hey, that's all right. I'm the one that stabbed him with the spear of destiny, so it's all good.
Yeah, I'm the one who nicked the spear of destiny. Yeah. Actually, that would be an absolutely awesome thing to have access to. But that now we're going a bit too far out of left field.
Actually, when you're feeling 100% again, Jensen, I think a conspiracy on the spear of destiny is in order.
I forgot to actually share that shit.
Okay, all right. I'll see what I can find out there that might be of interest. But the thing is people are sitting there saying about the spear of destiny. What about the nails? They actually have the blood of Christ on them as well. You want to talk things? If you believe in the existence of Jesus, yes. But then again, if you don't believe in the existence of Jesus, there is no spear of Longinus, i.e. the spear of destiny. So it doesn't really matter much. Right. Where was I? Because unfortunately, I've now completely forgotten. Oh, nice. That shoe's nice, dude.
Sorry?
The shield, nice.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, you
Okay.
talking about the Spear of Destiny and nailing people up to things reminded me of that. Did you ever see my first one by chance?
No, actually, I haven't.
Oh shit, I should show you that now that I think about it.
Cool.
Hey, 40, you want to buy a table saw?
What's that?
I said, you want to buy a table saw? It's going to cost you more to ship it than buy it. But hey, I have a table saw.
No, I have actually quite a few saws. I have more saws than I can handle, actually. I had posted 2 more pictures for you, Jensen. That's the other shield. Or oh, fuck, I realized I could have just fucking shown you on camera. Anyways. Here.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, no, you did
Oh,
a good job on that. I think you showed me that one before 40, right?
Yeah, I did. I showed you before, but yeah, this is it.
I noticed you don't go for the double strap, you go for the straight handle.
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing. Double strap is far more economically friendly when it comes to reserving energy in a fight. Don't get me wrong, but I don't know, the single handle just, I don't know, it feels a little more authentic and far more maneuverable, especially when you're in like an actual fight. I don't know. I don't know how
How
often you
often
fight
do you
people.
sword fight, 40?
No, I was about to say I don't know how often you get into sword fights with people, but it's a little more useful to just have a single handle than a dual strap.
You'd be surprised. I've done enough rubber swording, LARPing, that I know. I've got at least a working idea of how this ship actually comes together.
Oh yeah.
So don't get me wrong. I'm no expert, or I want that stated right at the bloody beginning. I am no expert, but I've got the basics worked out.
Oh, it's okay. You don't need to be an expert. You just need to get hit once or twice, and you know how much pain you're in for.
Hey,
This is very true.
40, you should come up to Oregon. And when's the Pirate Festival? July? I think it's towards the end of July, man. We'll drag you to the Pirate Festival. You can put that shield to work.
I went away for about 10 minutes, and somehow we went from the bitch from hell to 40 apparently wanting to fight someone with a sword. Can someone tell me how this happened?
Oh, that wasn't fucking 10 minutes. That was like fucking almost half an hour you were gone.
Bullshit.
We covered quite a bit of ground. Yeah. We covered quite a bit of
Don't
ground.
say the name. Don't mention that name. He is Irish. He may explode, literally.
Cromwell.
Oh,
Who?
Cromwell.
Who?
Oh.
yeah, like you don't like know that is.
Oh, okay. I think I see what you're getting at. I got you.
Yeah.
I have to say, for an American, you must be highly intelligent because you only fell for it twice.
Dirty but fairly reasonable statement, sir.
Okay.
Right.
So yeah, anything else on Theresa May? How happy were you guys to see her almost break down in tears? And I know, I get it. That's a horrible thing to say, but yeah, come on.
It's like this mod. When she burst into the tears, it's the first time she ever gave me an erection.
Nice.
Damn. That's harsh.
I've just got the mental image of CSG doing backflips when he heard about her being kicked out. I bet he was so fucking happy. It was ridiculous. It is just a heartbreaking shame that Cabby never actually got to see it. It really is.
She was so close. God.
I was just gonna say, Cabby would be so wasted right now on stream. None of us would be talking.
None of us would get to speak. Let's be completely honest. The moment anyone starts talking, he would have been, well, let me speak. I haven't spoken in absolutely ages, man. Hasn't shut up for basically 2 hours solid. But the second anyone tries to interrupt him,
maybe it was Cabby's spirit, inhabiting May that made her quit.
I like the way you think. Interesting. That would be that would actually be funny as hell. No, let's be honest. if he was going to go and possess her, she would come out wearing probably just her bra and knickers.
What the fuck are you talking about?
Theresa May being possessed.
Oh, that's disgusting.
Being possessed by Cabby.
I don't. Oh, that's disgusting.
And then he'd have her walk in front of the traffic, and you know he would. He would not take the risk. It would be a case of, I'm quitting, and I'm proving I'm quitting because rip, run, brum splat. That literally describes the last time we need to be concerned about that creature. I mean, that woman. No, I mean that creature. I'm going to be blunt.
Yeah, you mean that creature.
Yeah. Oh, come on. If people sit there saying that the Queen is one of the lizard people, you guys have got the android with Zuckerberg. We've got whatever the hell you want to call Theresa May. Because that creature, the reason her skin's so saggy is because it's time for her to molt. She's going to regrow.
Wait, I have a question. Have you ever seen Hillary Clinton and Theresa May in the same place at the same time?
That's a horrific thought. And I'm desperately trying to get that image out of my head now. So, ew. Okay, just ew. Right.
Yeah, no one wants that shit in the head.
Yeah.
I'm just saying they're the same person. I don't know where you guys are going with that. You enjoy your own dark mind. I was saying they're the same person. Hillary just changes skin suits.
Well, like when the aliens from V.
Yeah.
And I almost killed 40. Nice.
God damn. Just like a fucking disgusting image. Oh my god.
Yeah, it just peels off the flesh and it's just a fucking green lizard underneath.
No, I just like I imagine Hillary Clinton peels off her flesh and turns into Theresa May. Like that's
No. She peels off the flesh, then changes into Theresa May. Puts on the fresh skin suit.
Right.
Now that everybody needs to wash their eyeballs out with bleach, you're welcome.
Eyeball bleach. You're gonna need fucking brain bleach as well.
40 is dying. Literally dying right now.
Just turned off the mic because we've killed him.
In all fairness, those mental images should do that to pretty much everybody, because that's just wrong. Okay.
She reminds me of the bug from Men in Black, right?
Yes. Yes, I can see the logic there. Zip. Well, the worst part is the bug still looks better.
Yeah.
I think 40, had an image of Theresa May and Hillary Clinton and had to have a quick pop.
yeah, that's it. That's it.
The worst thing was last time we was coming up with stuff like this, we had Magic Bollocks here, and he actually created some absolutely disturbing images using like the various programs and whatnot, and seeing those two in bed in stocking suspend. Yeah, exactly. In stocking and suspenders.
On a brighter note, we have Mox Rocks in the chat. I just want to say, hey Mox, thanks for tweeting out my channel so much the last couple days, dude. We broke 1.3K, so thank you. I appreciate it.
Right.
But yeah, no, all right. So I think we're done with Theresa May. Let's get on to something a little bit happier. AOC is going on a war with cauliflower, right? Cauliflower's colonialism now.
Oh yeah, I saw that earlier. It's like, what is this retardation? Is she had another stroke or something?
Is that because cauliflower's white?
Yeah, probably.
What? I'm sorry. Did I miss something? Was there like a conversation and I like blacked out for 5 minutes?
No, there was
going to war.
I think it was Facebook or Snapchat or some bollocks where Arcasio or wanker cunt was turning around and saying that for some reason growing cauliflowers in a country where it's good to grow cauliflowers was somehow racist, and they should be growing, yuccas, which won't grow in a different climate.
Okay. Right. Am I tripping here? Or are you guys just screwing with me?
Oh God, that's almost
you're
worse than Hillary
serious.
Clinton.
The fucking house charade.
Don't spring the mannequin on us like that. That's not
Jesus.
okay.
Yeah, that's not okay. It's time to stop. Get some help.
Okay.
Why is it
Aw,
bobbing its
but I
head?
thought it was your favorite.
I don't think Jansen's the only one tripping right now. I think I am too.
What the
I'll
fuck
put its
is
head back
happening?
on.
This is getting
Wait, you
weird.
removed the mannequin's head?
I took the mannequin's head off of the mannequin.
That's like mannequin, like genocide. What are you doing?
It
What
has
the
two
fuck?
heads. It has two heads.
Wait, what? Somebody help me.
There is
Do you
no
want?
help
Do you?
here, dude.
Do you want to see two? Do you want to see the other head?
No, I think
Why
that's
not?
the first time I've ever turned down anything that had head in the sentence. No, I don't want to see this.
He wants to see it. He's desperate to see it. We all know it. We're out voting, you mad tough shit.
Yeah, give Matt some head.
God damn it. Oh shit. But Jensen.
Yes.
So is today the day that you should be happy about Theresa May, or should you wait till she actually steps down?
Well, we start off with a bit of happiness. There is light in the darkness. She's finally meant going. When she's actually gone, that's when we start throwing street parties.
No, that's when she's dead like Thatcher.
She's gone.
Don't you dare!
Rick,
Don't you dare compare that.
Hyperborean's bubble here, but Thatcher isn't dead.
I was about to say, don't you dare compare Theresa May to that goddess, the Iron Maiden. Don't you dare ever say that ever again.
Did you just call?
Did you just call
her a
Thatcher a
goddess?
goddess? Okay,
Yeah.
time for the lobotomy.
I think that's already happened.
Yeah,
No,
And that one's bald?
Margaret Thatcher is a fucking goddess among women. I would never, ever compare anyone to Margaret Thatcher.
Have you been eating lead-based paint by any chance, 40?
No, I haven't.
You know, 40,
Sure.
I think it's time you moved over to the UK because you seem to quite enjoy our politics.
Actually, you really do, dude. You probably know more about British politics than most of the bloody Brits over here. It's kind of fascinating.
Well, real quick, reading the chat, Eldritch God. Hey, Cabbage Patch dies. Then Theresa May resigns. Coincidence? I think not. I said the same thing in my Discord earlier. Eldritch, dude, great minds think alike.
Shorty, put the damn head away.
That face is weird. I don't like it. that isn't a Margaret Thatcher face. I don't like it.
Okay, who's the poor fool that has to paint the fucking eyeballs for the mannequins? Like, what fucking all day just looking at mannequins? That's the creepiest job ever.
I can't find the face.
It's kind of noticeable. You know.
Yeah. I done fucked up.
So Falcon asks, and this is a question for you three Brits. So the Brits are politically ignorant? I
Actually,
don't know.
Yeah.
Yes?
I would actually say yes, or at least. Go on then, dude. Go for it.
Well, we're just as bad as the Americans for being politically ignorant type here.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd accept that.
Because both over here in the UK, most people haven't a fucking clue what's going on.
Oh fuck.
So that's because we've been watching BBC and oh look, BBC, CNN, what's the difference?
Yep, the Guardian, shit like that.
Yeah.
Oh shit. Margaret Thatcher is dead, actually.
Yeah, she died a couple of years ago from like dementia or something, or from Alzheimer's or something like that.
Yeah,
Of course, she would get dementia.
Yeah, she died in 2013.
Yeah, people threw fucking street parties for that bitch dying.
What? Why?
Because she was a horrible fucking MP. She nearly destroyed the nation.
Margaret Thatcher, don't you fucking talk about Margaret Thatcher like that.
40's gonna fly over to the UK and kick some ass.
I'm gonna send 40 a lovely song then later.
No, I thought Thatcher actually, from what I could see from her politics, I would agree with her most of the time. She was kind of like an Ayn Rand, wasn't she?
I mean, I think she bolstered up the NHC a little bit. But I mean, on top of that, she was pretty much a free marketeer. I mean, I'm trying to remember. Didn't she? Or no, wasn't she the one that ended up giving the transit service over to that absorbed the transit service into the national government, like the railways and everything like that.
No, the railways were like national before her. She actually made them fucking public.
Oh fuck! That's what I'm looking at. Thank you. And that's when prices went up. Yeah, shit.
She's most famous for taking away milk from the kids.
Even though the fun fact was Labour before her that started that shit.
Hey, those little kids are fat, little, chubby bastards, and they didn't need no free milk. Anyway. I had
This
to.
coming from
Right,
an
I'm just gonna
American,
pretend I'm
and
not American
I love
at
being
this
in
point.
America.
No fat
or I love
chubbiness in this
being
house.
from America, rather. But
Anyways, yeah.
You trailed off there, Sharardi. You're breaking up.
fat.
Yep, I heard the word fat, and that was it.
I think she's calling me a fatty. I don't even drink milk, I'll have you know. I drink beer.
Oh, fatty, though.
So maybe we start calling you Tubby from now on. What do you think?
How about we start calling you more foot?
Hey, who needs a 6-pack when you got a keg?
We can call him the Tubby Troglodyte.
Sorry, guys, she's poking my feet again.
You still haven't put them up?
Oh, yeah, no, they're up, but she's now sitting there taking the piss out of them and poking them.
But who was worse? The prime minister during the Bush administration. I can't remember his name, or
Tony Blair.
Gordon Brown.
No, it'd have been well. There's
Gordon Brown was worse.
true. Tony Blair. He. I'm trying to find words that don't involve me swearing here. Not easy when we're talking about Tony Blair. That
it was Bush's bitch.
Kind of.
Had a certain way of doing things and an interesting grasp on honesty, which is the most polite way I can actually put this. The more accurate statement is I wouldn't trust that guy if he told me it was raining in London. Okay? He is absolutely, utterly devious, manipulative, slimy,
ugly,
but ugly.
Okay, not to cut you off, Jensen, but I think a more succinct way to put it would be he was a fucking lying cunt.
Yeah, but like I said, I was trying to avoid going for those sort of words.
Okay, I'm going to elaborate. I'm going to elaborate then here, and we can narrow your answer down. The American perspective of Tony Blair was pretty much Bush's lapdog. what is that American arrogance? Or is that kind of the truth? And if it's American arrogance, was he manipulating President Bush?
Yes, but he was. Right. It's not American arrogance, but yes, he was still manipulating. Unfortunately, the problem with Blair was he worked out where he wanted to be.
He was a fucking sellout, considering he's meant to be Labour, representing the working man of Britain. He became a multi-millionaire off the backs of his own fucking people.
This is true.
Disgusting.
This is true.
That is a quality woman.
Hopefully, you lot actually heard what she said there.
No, I heard B, and I've actually, I think this is the first time I've heard her actually energetic about a political topic. You know what I mean?
I'm very energetic. I hate them all. I've got horrible things to say about all of them.
She does. It's actually very, very true. I mean, to be honest, I can probably pick one, maybe two politicians that she doesn't hate, and one of them would be Churchill.
Oof.
Oh, I hate him. Really.
Yeah, though.
Just so everybody knows, it is 4:20 on the West Coast. If you got them, now go ahead, B.
Okay.
It's 12:20 in London.
Yeah. Now, like I say, if we could get him back, my God,
Actually,
that would be
quite like
amazing.
Boris. I do like Boris.
Yeah, Boris is just funny. Like I said earlier, if we can get Boris and Trump in the same room, even if you add their IQs together, it still barely makes double figures.
Boris
It's
is
just no, he's
he
not.
plays the buffoon very well.
That is quite feasible.
That is quite true.
Looks like I'm going to lose this argument. I just can't be bothered to actually fight this
Whether or
over.
not you like him or not, he rescued that.
That is true.
That person
I'm assuming
who was
you.
being attacked.
I'm assuming you
He
guys
has
know
very
about
respect.
the Boris Johnson and his rescue of a woman that was being attacked.
No, what's this?
Are you seriously? You don't know about this?
No.
Oh my God!
When he was mayor of London, he was he's an avid cyclist. So there was a woman being attacked. I think she was being mugged, and he got off and intervened.
Did you hear that?
Yeah, he rescued a woman from being attacked. He got off on the. He
got off of his bike.
Yeah.
He literally rode up on his bike, got off, and rescued this woman. Okay, he's a bloody MP, and he actually got involved in a street crime to rescue this woman. That man, he has a big enough pair of balls if he's willing to do that. Yeah, it's better than. Let's be fair, it's better than the rest of the fuckers, you know. But
did you read that article about how he could become president of the United States?
I'm sorry, what?
What?
No, I'm serious. There was an article a couple of years ago, maybe,
Okay.
about steps that Boris could take to become king. Do you want me to see if I can find it?
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember something I read.
Yeah, apparently, and I don't know whether or not this is true, so people can sit there and say, what the fuck to this, but apparently Boris Johnson could become president of the United States.
And how is this?
I don't.
They did actually explain it in like 14 steps or something.
Apparently 14 steps away from. But look, okay, this is news to me. This is weird, and if it's true, oh my God, could you imagine the look?
I'm not saying it's true. I'm just
Yeah.
saying that
Could you imagine the look on the faces of the Democrats? The first thing that goes through their minds is, woohoo, we're going to manipulate this guy. And then they're just going to hit his sheer levels of Britishness. They're going to actually think, we want Trump back. which I think actually says it all. And by the way, you lot are weird ass with that whole thing about only 2 terms. I understand the basics. I realise why you do it.
What they need is the president to remove that.
Yeah, Il Presidente for
Do you
life.
realize, though, why we do it? Because we do it because FDR pretty much became king until he died. You realize that, right?
Yeah. No, that's what I mean. I understand, but it just strikes me as really weird. If somehow...
Oh,
God.
he was born in New York City.
Right. He was born in New York. Boris, by the way, going back to it. But,
Apparently.
right. You guys, because of your rulings, even if you had a president that was basically the best president that the whole world had ever seen, I mean, cured cancer, walked on water, brought Jesus back, the full works, he's still going to get kicked the fuck out after 2 terms. That just seems weird to us. I suppose because, you know, for me and B, we were around during Thatcher's heyday where you just could not get rid of the bitch. Okay, sorry, I know Thatcher's your girl, but you just could not get rid of the lady. And yeah, she what did she have? About 6 terms or something like that. It was Thatcher. Yeah.
I think it was actually about 4.
Okay. Because it was like late 70s all the way through. 79 through to about 91, 92. So whatever that ends up being. Point being is that it's odd to me.
Holy shit, he was
Well,
born in
did you say earlier that Boris was born in New York? Does that mean an American can run for British Prime Minister?
Yeah.
Yeah, because he was born on American soil.
Yeah, he was born on American soil, which technically makes him an American.
Fucking hell, he's got 5 kids.
Oh, guess who's running for Prime Minister? This guy.
I was wrong, Johnson. It's 5.
Oh, okay. I was close. Give me a break.
I mean, the Queen's not going to kick me out, right? So it'll be perfect. I'll just get reelected every time it comes around, and I'll rule forever. It'll be wonderful. That's how I get my castle back. I got a plan, guys.
Your castle in Guildford, which you still
You
seem to...
guys are fucking haters, man. Just leave him with his
Don't be a
dream.
dick, Jensen. Don't be a dick.
Okay.
I hear ya.
Okay.
Go ahead, be a dick. Gabby's not here. You can do it.
Okay, I will not take the piss out of him and his castle. Happy? Right. There you go, Mad.
No, I'm not actually.
Yeah, sure. Already wanted to fuck with me. But no, in the
needs
chat,
to take the wind out of his sail.
no, somebody in the chat was asking if they would be able to join the panel. Yes, you can. If you're in my Discord, links in general, right there, easy to find. Scroll up till you see the blue Hangout link. If you're not in my Discord, that's easy to rectify. Scroll down in the description, click the Discord link. You're in. So yeah, you can join the panel if you have something to say about Theresa May or any of the other random bullshit we've been talking about tonight. Speaking of random bullshit, that Batgirl trailer, right, voice?
Oh God. Oh.
I just want to say
She
something
couldn't-
at the outset. Don't blame Ruby Rose. She's actually a great actress. Unfortunately, it's the writers and directors that are fucking the whole thing up.
She may be a great actress, but she couldn't lift a goddamn fly. And that batsuit, really. It would be so heavy she'd be on the floor.
Oh yeah, that batsuit
She's
is
so
perfect in
tiny.
every way. It will be when it fits a woman. Fuck you. I about gagged.
Gliding.
the bit that killed me was when she was saying how she doesn't want to give the man the respect when it was her that did it. I'm sorry, she nicked the building, the armor, the hardware, everything that belonged to Batman, and she's pulling that line. Really? What the fuck? Okay, she's taking the freaking piss. Anyone want to disagree?
No. I thought it looked like crap. My wife at first was like, "Oh, that might be interesting," and it's on CW. Sweet, I could watch it. So my wife might watch it, but I'm not gonna fucking watch it. Like, this bitch steals the bat suit. Where the fuck is Batman, by the way?
Right. I know. Weirdly, I think I actually know the answer to this. I think this is the point when his back has been broken by Bane, and he's basically buggered off to lick his wounds and heal.
Yes.
That is unfortunate. Okay, cool. I don't know how he heals because, broken back, moderately well known for not healing, but it's Batman. I suppose you can pull that line. Point being that that's where he's gone. He got beaten up and he's buggered off to try and heal. Okay?
Tema, get your ass in here. I want to hear from you. I haven't heard from you in a long time.
I threw the Hangout link down in the chat. That way, people can click it because, I guess the person's such a boomer they can't scroll up in Discord. So fair enough. Oh, there's
Jets. Fucking dork.
All right. And hey, Atema, thank you very much for giving a shit.
Oh, she
Yeah.
wanted to keep you out of the morgue.
Don't actually. You say that. I actually did turn round to the nurses and asked if I could actually sleep in the morgue. For some reason, they didn't say yes. Quite annoyed at. I did.
I know you did.
Oh, right.
I'm
Okay.
just looking at you like you're a fucking idiot. And just made you wrong.
This is actually a valid statement. No, it was just I was hot, So I thought, where's the coolest place I can think? Shut up. So I thought the coolest place would be Wallop, the morgue.
There is things called refrigerators.
Yeah, I know, but
And I'm sure they have big ones at a hospital.
quite feasible actually. I should have asked for that.
Did you ever have cold food there?
Actually, do you know how difficult it was to get ice at that place? I got ice once. That's it.
Well,
Okay. Seriously, they'd sit there and it's like, what would you like to drink? I would like some ice chips, please. Oh, we can't actually do that. I'm sorry. We don't have any ice. Really? Really, people? What? Oh, God. These.
It's not a fucking hotel.
B, did that really happen or did it happen in his head?
No,
Because you've corrected him on a couple of stories.
Ice once.
Yeah. Just once.
Oh, with him.
Wow.
Hard.
So, all right, let's get back around to Theresa May and Brexit. Okay, you guys, let's say Brexit works out. You guys leave. Are you going to stop the the refugee immigration into your country?
Hopefully. The problem being is that until we actually get control of our shit, there is.
Do you not think it's already gone past the point of control anyway when you consider breeding? From the amount that are here already.
That is true.
On average, each of them have 3 children, and well, quite frankly, migrant families tend to have more.
That is true. So maybe we consider nuking large chunks of
our own country.
It's not our country anymore. Let's be fair.
You could nuke Birmingham.
Exactly. Okay.
Can we nuke Bradford as well?
And what?
Bradford, yeah?
I was going to say get Bradford in the cloud or something.
Yeah. That would actually work for me quite nicely.
Although it's fucking close to me, so we'll have to use a small nuclear device.
If you
Well,
could
Yeah,
count
no,
to last, you knew better.
okay, but here's the thing. What if Labor wins?
Oh,
Are you even going to leave EU at that point?
dude, trust me, if they win,
right.
we riot. Okay? That creature, he deserves any punishment you could possibly think to put on him. He stated that if our country was in the process of being nuked, he would not respond by pressing the button. He would
Oh,
not
what a trick.
open fire on an enemy that is already attempting to obliterate us because he believes in anti-nuclear tech so much. What the unholy fuck is wrong with this man? Somebody slap him in the face for the next week.
Well, I can't disagree with anything Johnson said, but I will say this, that if Labour wins, Maud's going to get a foreign babysitter, a very large, weird-looking Irish babysitter, but, you know.
You're welcome to
Hi,
come
my
visit,
Gemma.
boys. We'll smuggle you in. I think Oregon's a sanctuary state. You're good to go, bud. Oh wait,
Well,
you're
Portland is definitely a sanctuary city.
Cool.
Oh,
And hey, Atama.
Hey, am I too loud? Do I need to turn my gain down, kids?
No,
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 it's a bit loud.
Okay. How you
no,
doing?
and it's good to see you,
Yay.
Emma.
Yeah.
You did miss the memorial stream we did. If you want to say a few things about when you met Cabby, you can and get your piece out there. It's up to you though.
Oh, I was just going to say, Cabby was the first person I ever yelled at on stream. He taught me how to deal with trolls. And he actually sat down with me in a Discord voice chat and discussed with me how the whole trolling etiquette on the internet works. I mean, like, he taught me so much. He was a really cool guy. I don't know if we were friends, but we had respect for each other in some way. And the only time we didn't shout at each other, we both had to be stoned. So it was
Nice.
it was fun. Whatever. I'm gonna miss the fucker. That's for sure.
Yeah.
So, who else is gonna cut me off? I don't have anybody to shout out anymore.
It's okay. We still got a job to shout at him.
So, it's cool. But I'll miss him. And I totally understand why he didn't tell any of us he had cancer.
Yeah.
And I respect that. It was cool.
Yes.
I don't understand that aspect of it, but all right. On today's topic though, did you see the press conference by Theresa May and how shaken she really was? It was bad.
I missed it.
Could have burst into tears. And go ahead, Emma. Sorry.
I totally missed it. I'm just putting my house back together. Like, we just finished last night from them replacing our windows in our apartment. So fun times. Yeah. So I missed all of the video. The only thing I've heard is audio of Jerry Nadler trying to pretend that people weren't in the middle of debate over a law. Other than that, it's all just text and commentary. So I'm pretty sure she was shaken. I'm sure she was oblivious enough to think that she could charismatically stiff upper lip her way out of that, and it looked bad.
She seriously, her voice broke. You could tell that she was seriously messed up with this. And hey, Brandon.
Hey, thanks for bearing with me. Can I comment on this? I'd
Go
love
for
to.
it.
This fucking stiff upper lip comment was genius, because isn't that the way they all would like to do it? You'd always like to announce your resignation with a stiff upper lip. Who wouldn't like to take it on the chin that way?
Well, no, she tried to do
I'm
it's a
saying
cultural. Yeah,
That's
it
what
was
I'm
a
saying. You
cultural
called
thing.
it.
Yeah.
You called it on the money. Like nobody could ever, and especially if you're a woman. Let's be honest. I would cry at my resignation. So God forbid that a British woman sheds a tear. You know.
What
Yeah.
was it?
The fact
What
that
would-
she's a woman doesn't really make that much of a
What's it got to do with
difference.
anything?
Doesn't make much of a difference, but it makes a bit of a difference.
Not
Well,
really.
in the public eye, it does a lot of times. I see what he's saying.
I
in
mean,
the
just from my experience, not like a not like a generalization. Like I just basing it off my experience.
I have no hard problems with anything.
Fair, because you got to remember that the stiff upper lip is basically pushed into you as a kid, or at least it used to be. Nowadays, yeah,
But see,
nowadays.
that's why it resonates with somebody like me, because men don't cry unless they do. Except it turns out that was something that was pushed on me. Like maybe I cry over television commercials. So it would never shock me that a person would cry at the resignation of a prime minister. like I would fucking cry.
Well, I don't know. I was talking more about the way that in Britain, nobody really openly expresses how dire a situation is personally. They have this whole suppression of, oh, this is a really big deal. It was like Quinn kept saying, oh, I'm just a bit
You called
sick.
it on the money. You called it right from the go. You called it. The stiff upper lip was the best way to ever explain that cognitive dissonance that any one of them would show at that announcement.
Well, I wasn't even talking about the announcement. I was talking about her entire modus through the attempt at Brexit. She just kept going, like she was using, and this is just my entire, not like the political aspect and them doing the deals. I'm talking about watching her do it. It was like she would come up with a bad idea and then she would just go like, okay, well, that's just pip. Let's keep going. And I just kept like, okay, where's her bottle of sherry? She needs to add more butter. Because it just sounded that crazy to me, guys, and I don't understand. How did you guys elect her?
You do understand it though. You clearly understand it.
That's the thing. Again, we're going back to something that was spoke about earlier. We didn't elect her. We elected the Conservatives.
Oh, that's right.
In their wisdom.
I forgot. I'm sorry, guys.
No, it's no worries. It's just that is the big ass difference between the American and the British system. You guys actually elect your leaders. We elect our parties.
Yeah, and
we have no control over who they've chosen.
And that's insane to me. I don't understand how you guys' system is still intact. Like, because we have an entirely different way of looking at how politics works in America.
Well, we're only holding on by a thread ourselves, Well,
that's what no, actually, I think we're doing pretty good. If you look at it truthfully, Democrats are being really retarded right now in trying to push for abolishing the Electoral College. Now, if that goes to the Supreme Court, that's going to kick a hornet's nest of what's the words I'm looking for? I'm sorry. Yeah, the checks and balances where SCOTUS is just going to look at the Democrats and go, are you fucking stupid?
Well, no, and hey, Rand Paul 2024.
Yeah, where was he at? Where has he been at? God damn it!
He was on the last run.
I know he was, but I mean, it only took Trump 3 tries to get in there too. So
Well, yeah. But he kept running as a troll, dude.
2024. He's still a troll.
But that's what he was running to troll the Republicans into doing something better. The problem was the Republicans couldn't do anything better than Trump's fucking troll.
God, you're so right about oh God, you're so right.
I mean, his economy is good. Though. His economics,
none of that matters. None of that matters. The meme of the fact that the Trump card is named Trump is the funniest fucking thing of all time. Like, how are you going to beat Hillary? We're going to play our Trump card. Oh, shit. His name is actually Trump. Oh, okay. Here we go. All right.
It seems like it's just middle class. Hold my beer. I mean, really.
Nice way of describing it. I like that.
Wait, you keep calling me a racist. Now hold on. Now, okay. I just keep thinking like. There's like this. I want to draw this cartoon, but I think people would take it as diminutive or putting them down. But I keep seeing the guy from Office Space. It's like, okay, I'm going to burn down the building because have you seen my stapler?
Oh, my
that guy,
stapler, that guy.
You know, and
Yeah.
I just think of a caricature of him, and that's the middle class, you know, and they've just put him in the basement and forgotten to pay him. And he's like, okay, I'm going to burn down the building now.
I mean, we're not Britain. The middle class isn't having an uprising here. You know, they're having an uprising in fucking the Greater Isles.
What middle class do we have here?
Really? We aren't having an uprising of the middle class in America?
No,
There's not at all.
I mean, maybe of the intellectual middle class, the college students are having some sort of renaissance of an uprising, but no adult is having a true uprising here.
I don't know about that. I think in the United States of America, the middle class is slowly disappearing. You're either going to the haves and the have-nots.
I agree.
So what middle class is there to have an uprising with?
Agreed. That actually fosters my argument more. Like there isn't one because there isn't one. There isn't an uprising because there isn't a middle class.
Well, okay. I think working class is a far better description these days.
True.
There is some semblance of a middle class. I actually kind of live where it is. It's just a very bizarre kind of. It's almost like
it's
subculture.
It's a subset. Yeah. That's where you were going with that.
Weird, cloistered subculture of people with very
gated communities.
Yeah, high-end tight ponytails, leggings, and dogs that are annoying and strollers. It's
tight ponytails.
And it's regardless of race, background, and they all do it. All of them. I'm seeing it's very strange. Very, very weird, kids. How are y'all doing anyway? Somebody else talk.
Yeah, no. So the thing is, though, when it comes to politics in the UK, you still have, I think, working class is a better way to put it. And you know that for a fact because who was it at that march for Brexit? That was the working class.
Yeah.
But also, who's doing these marches that nobody's covering, but we're seeing on YouTube and stuff?
There's a lot of Sargon stuff going on, and like
I was gonna say, Tommy's got rallies.
That's where that middle class / working class thing. Like, I feel like there's a very big differential from my American daily life experience compared to what I'm seeing in the political spectrum of the UK right now. Like, people aren't calling themselves middle class and going out to rallies in the US. Like, that's a very big difference.
Aren't they though? You have a regular panelist here, Memes. He went out. He's in the northeast area, so he went to a rally in his area for free
Bernie.
Speech.
Just say it was for Bernie.
No, it wasn't for Bernie. It was for free speech. I think Memes did support Bernie though, if I remember correctly.
And that was just a joke, by the way. I was just joking.
No, but I think Memes really did support Bernie Sanders, actually. But
yeah, he did.
Yeah. Well, hey, I voted for Ron Paul, and then I switched to Republican to vote for Rand. He lost, so I switched back to Libertarian.
You're right. Are you the one who said Rand Paul 2024? Because I'm on board with that fucking train.
Yeah, he's the only one that'll stand up against drone strikes, surveillance networks.
Just six more years, man. We'll get him. 6 more years.
But Jensen, I know you were about ready to say something, but I have a question directly towards you. So, hey, that rally that happened for Brexit, when Theresa May steps down, do you think you're going to see a rally at Speaker's Corner pretty much celebrating her stepping down?
No, actually, what there will be is, if anything, there'll be rallies and whatnot outside of London for this shit. The problem is if if you try that shit anywhere inside London, you will be considered the enemy. The British version of Antifa, and yes, technically there is, only just, but technically there is. They will be there. There will be problems. You will start to be accused of being everything from Hitler's grandma to
Fucking
the-
hooligans. You fucking hooligans.
If
know
you're
what?
a woman, I'm sorry, I'm going to say it right now. If you're a woman, hooligans are the safest guys to be around.
Yeah.
Okay. Sorry. No, I was just going to say, if you check Twitter, there's actually a hashtag trending called May the Movie, and it's basically people taking the absolute piss out of her, and it's funny as fuck.
Oh, and actually, I saw that something is coming out today that I wanted to bring up. No, Lauren Southern does not fucking donate to my Patreon, nor has she ever seen my channel.
You wish.
But, her new documentary did drop today, or is going to drop here soon today. So that's something I was going to check out.
Okay.
Is that for your film thing in college?
No, Lauren Southern, she did this one's Borderless. She's talking about the migrant crisis. The last one she did was about South Africa.
I mean,
she's
her,
actually
Yes, I
her, and
remember.
her and Tim Pool, man. Her and Tim Pool are about
Dude,
the best.
She kind of blew the lid off of South Africa, dude.
They're
They
about
weren't
the
able to
best
contain
two
that media
actual
base.
independent fucking international reporters you could hope to ever talk to. Like they're doing great things in our times.
Just a second, guys. We got a Streamlabs. I'm gonna go check that out. So
Oh,
you guys
shit.
talk while I go.
Oh, yeah,
check messages.
I got an ad when I loaded your stream today, Mad. Congratulations.
Money in the bank.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
And it was it was one of the 6-second you can't skip. So I know it's got like the full AdSense went to.
I literally have 50 cents I'll send right now just for the pleasure of being on here. Like,
Unfortunately, Mad, I do need to go. I'm fading fast. So
Dude, go
thank you
sleep.
for listening to the various crap that came out of my mouth, everyone.
is that what is that symbol? Is that Slanesh? Like that feels like a Warhammer symbol you got for your
It
fucking
is
avatar.
Warhammer. It's
Looks
Tyrannid.
Tyranids. Okay. My bad.
Hey, no worries, man. It's nice when someone actually recognizes.
That's all right. I'm an Ultra Smurf, so it's all good.
Real quick, Jensen, before you go,
Yeah.
you're gonna love Jez's comment via Streamlabs. This is Jez's comment. Fuck Super Chat. All right. Thank you very much for the donation. So $5 via Streamlabs and fuck Super Chat. All right.
Okay, well, quit.
By the way, voice, I love it, mate. I absolutely love that one. Okay, right. I'm gonna go, people, because, like I said, I'm dying here. So,
Good
see
night,
ya,
Doc.
guys. Bye.
Better not.
Rest up, buddy. Dude, better
Bastard
not.
won't let me die, so he's not allowed to either.
Hey,
We're
man,
all-
you know what? I died, but I got better.
All right, Jon Snow, calm
no,
down.
I really have died 2 times.
All right, survived an operating table incident. Calm down. Like,
No, no. Actually, the first time was an asthma attack, and then the second time was a drug interaction.
Can we just go back to the Jon Snow joke? I didn't mean to get all real and shit. Like,
Oh, are you kidding, dude? This was like 30 years ago almost.
My bad.
A long time. Anyway.
No, and actually, do you watch Game of Thrones, Tema? Did you see?
No,
that?
dude.
Nobody watches it anymore.
Why would I watch that show, dude? I have so little time to invest into television
There's like
shows.
kids. I hear kids in the background. And
Yeah.
You're replacing windows and shit. Like, how the fuck you got time to watch fucking fantasy drama? Like,
Well, if I'm gonna watch something like that, it's gonna be quality, and it's not gonna be something rude and in my face.
yeah,
Kinda
supernatural.
bullshit.
Clearly, supernatural.
Totally
Yeah, I get
gonna
it. It's
watch
fine.
that. Yeah,
I
yeah,
get it.
that's a big one. Yeah. Yeah, no, we watch things like my kids really liked Defiance for some reason. They just thought that was the best show ever, and I was like, hey, I'm down with that. It was written by objectivists. I can deal with this. I'm fucking gravy. But like, I know. I wish I had time, Matt. I really do. I'm so jealous of all y'all that have the time. But no,
What?
I have.
You spent all your time up, just like the rest of us. What are you talking about? Like, you had that time. You spent it. It's all good. Like,
Didn't. I maybe I had it. I probably was building something.
sucks getting old, though, don't it?
Fuck! I don't want to talk about it, dude. I feel like we're old people. Shirati, tell me something new and interesting, please. I feel like I'm dominating and I shouldn't be.
Fortnite.
I'm having
Fortnite.
surgery.
Oh,
When did you finally get the schedule to call you?
Yep.
When?
August 6th.
Woo! You be like dancing. Woo!
Yes, I have children too. I do the same thing Tema does.
She just doesn't have an autistic retard in the mix that just slows everything down.
No, I just have kids that act like retards on
Kids,
occasion.
autistic, retard, kid, the synonyms. They're synonyms. It's
Well,
fine.
no, I have a 21-year-old who's literally autistic, and I call her a retard because she likes to intentionally play dumb in like every situation. So I tell her to leave the room, and then she doesn't have to do anything.
Wow. Yeah. My kid isn't here, so you're not going to hear mine. So.
I have kids, but hey, I run the show and everybody's used to it by now, or they wouldn't be watching.
But the kids are the reason I haven't been on stream in like freaking
Peas
months.
of a pod flock together, don't they?
Sort of. I don't know who else here can make bombs. Oh, that's right. Wait, we can't talk
Which
about
kind?
that.
Just kidding, Google. I was just kidding about that.
We can drop verbal bombs.
Oh.
I was making it so that Dodge didn't get demonetized.
Yeah, I mean, we don't want anybody fucking an algorithm clicking on our shit. Like,
I have a story to tell you guys, and it's really funny. And I'm not going to make any racist jokes because I don't need to.
well, it's going to be less funny, but go on.
No, it's going to be really funny. Are you guys ready?
No.
Sure.
Okay. It's like, okay, so at like 1 o'clock in the morning, Carl and I are getting ready to lay down for sleep, and I get into bed and I hear, and it sounds like it's like right in front of my place. So Carl and I get up and go look. It takes us a couple minutes to get outside because, you know, you got to put your shoes back on, and it's Oregon, so you got to put on a fucking jacket to go outside at that late at night. So it took us a couple minutes, and as we're walking out towards the sound of the crash, we see a short, skinny Hindi guy in a hoodie with thick glasses, his hands in the pocket of his hoodie, and he's walking very quickly the opposite direction we're going. And we're like, that's kind of interesting. So we walk about 15 more yards, and now here comes a rather tall Hindi man. He's like 6'3", and he's walking like it's like 3 o'clock on a Tuesday afternoon, and it's sunny and wonderful springtime.
he's taking a stroll. He's taking a stroll.
Strolling, and we're like,
Yeah.
"Are you okay? Is everything okay?" And he goes, "Oh yeah, I'm fine," and keeps walking. So we walk up to the entrance to our apartment complex, and we're about, I guess 25 yards from the driveway for the place. And here comes this white Optima, and the front skirt is hung down on the driver's side, and it's dragging the ground. And there's a guy driving it, another Hindi gentleman. He looks like he's about 24, very skinny, tall, lean face, driving the car like it's Sunday afternoon. There's nobody else there, and he's just having a good old time. Do, 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 do. Now, outside, the rest of the world is hearing as he goes over the speed bumps throughout the apartment complex. So we walk up to the site where the stop sign that was there is no longer where it belongs. It's standing leaned up against the flagpole right by where the stop sign belongs. And there's this lovely white piece. Well, you can tell it has white edges, and there's a gray piece of the skirt. On the gray piece of the skirt is the serial number for the part of the skirt from manufacturing. So these guys left part of the car that'll tell you exactly who bought it and where it is at the scene.
I'm still waiting on the racist joke. Can you slip
They
a
were
racist
all.
joke
Oh
in
no!
here?
Wait. Okay. So these three Hindi guys, They all act like none of this happened. Okay, these 3 Hindi guys act like
You
none
already
of this
got
happened.
me. You already
Okay,
got me. Yeah.
Okay. So the next day, I talked to the lady that works at the office because, of course, Carl and I are laughing our asses off. We're like purple in the face, tears coming down.
At what? What? I mean,
Laughing so hard at the situation because
Oh.
they have not only they're all pretending like they weren't just in this incident.
Oh.
To people, right?
Got to. Yeah.
And we walk up and here's the piece of the car with basically their VIN number sitting
Okay.
there. It's like basically a big fat handprint saying we did this. But it wasn't like, oh, sorry, my bad. It was like, oh, you can't see me. I didn't do this.
You can't see me.
But I left all my
exactly.
toys where I was.
Exactly.
So we're giggling our asses off, and we take pictures. And I talked to it's just like 2 days later or something like that. I talked to the office people, and this is where it gets really bad. So apparently, one guy calls.
There's
and
more.
Says, well,
there's more.
There's more, but wait, there's more. So not only is it just the hilarious, we're fine, ka-dunk, 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 and the piece like, oh no, it wasn't me. Okay, no, we have all of that. That's hilarious enough on its own. So anyway, the guy driving the car tries to call the next day or the day after, something like that. I've talked to the office lady a couple days later. So he tries to call and he's like, I guess he tried to call the first time and he was too fucking scared to tell them. So he asked them how much an apartment is. Right?
Oh.
So then like the dude that actually lives in the apartment complex calls later and says, so like my friend kind of ran over your guys' stop sign and I'm really sorry. And she's like, that's okay, but do you have like a license plate number or anything like that? Now, Carl and I have gathered the information because this is too funny to not give to office if they need it, right?
That's a funny way to say it, but yeah, go on.
No, it was too hilarious not to prove to everybody.
It's so hilarious you gathered information. That seems normal.
Well, yeah, property damage to where I live. You're fucking damn right.
Yeah, it sounds hilarious, but go on.
Oh no, it's hilarious because we were taking pictures at the time, not to gather evidence. We were taking pictures to us. It was a hilarious
talking about
fucking
being
movie.
Conscientious. You're being conscientious. Wow.
No, I was laughing, and we were like,
hilarious.
We were laughing our asses off.
Meanwhile, you recorded evidence.
Well, yeah.
That's not the strict definition of finding an event hilarious.
Oh no, I was finding it so funny and taking pictures at the same time. It was hard to take the pictures and be serious. It was just really, really hard. Okay, so it was like a bad movie, and it was funny. It was so bad. Like I'm crying and trying to take these pictures. It was so hard to get them into focus. Anyway. So she tells me about this. So the dude calls and she's like, oh, it's cool. We already got the license plate information anyway. So he's like, oh, okay, well, I'll let my friend know. So about an hour later, homie calls back and from ladies all, didn't you just call about an apartment? And he's like, yeah, I just couldn't get the words out to say that I had run over your stop sign.
Oh my God.
And she was like, okay. And he was like, your guys' places are really expensive. And without missing a beat, homegirl goes, bet that damage is expensive too. It was amazing. It was like every fucked up stereotype put into an incident that happened in my apartment complex, which is so middle class and quiet and suburbanite. It's fucking awesome.
I didn't know it was super funny. I just initially I was like, wait, where the fuck is she going with this shit?
Oh God.
But I promise you the payoff was worth my wait. Like,
oh no, we're fine.
Because I understand. Like, I totally get it. Like, it's super funny though.
Oh God. Oh yo, it was so bad, guys.
He got so shook that he was asking about a fucking rental. Like like that's fucking crazy. Like
what was he gonna rent an apartment and then just fix the stop sign in the middle of the night?
Who knows what he was thinking? That's the best part. Like, yeah, maybe he was thinking he was gonna he was like, okay, here's my best course of events here. I'm gonna get an apartment and then 2 days from now I'm gonna buy a stop sign. I'm gonna replace that shit, and they will never know. Like,
and then I'm gonna get evicted because it's too expensive for me to live there.
Oh shit! Well, thank you for that, Teva. On that note, I think we're gonna wrap it up because I'm losing panelists like flies here.
I know all the Brits that just left.
So,
I'm
hey,
sorry.
once again, thank you for the donation, Jez. I appreciate it. As always, good night, good luck, and we'll be back tomorrow. Same
Oh,
bat
don't go
time,
to
same
France.
bat channel. There's no guarantee Batman will be here though. So.
Are you going anywhere right now? Because like I've been drinking for some hours, and I'd love to continue to have some conversation.
Oh no, we're just gonna go off air. So, good night, everybody.
So nobody's going on. All right. Good night.